Played really well at poker, won some, lost some, but overall I've actually increased my profits for January. Pretty cool. Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. Tony Fitton here, aka Pondboy. I've got some hand reviews in this show. If this is your first time here and you want to see more videos like this, then please subscribe and click that little bell icon for notifications, and you'll get more of videos like this.
Yeah, one's traveling up straight.
January, unbelievable. What do you think, guys? January's doing good, isn't it? Up over 2 grand. Can't believe it. Absolutely fantastic. I've made quads, I've made straight flushes, won the high hand a couple of times this last 2 weeks. The weather's turned a little warmer, managed to play some golf, but overall I've played lots and lots of sessions. Okay, so this year I put all my hands in Poker Bankroll Tracker. It's an app. I got it on my Samsung, and it's pretty good. Okay, Poker Bankroll Tracker. Look at that, 19 sessions, over 2 grand. Woohoo! How fantastic is that? 2,252. So that's 19 sessions. 5 have been losing sessions. So that's 14 winning sessions. So I'm doing really good across the spectrum, cash and tournament. Look at that graph. Woohoo! It's on the up and up. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, let's get back to it. It's really nice. I've actually done so well. I've played really well. I've been selective. I've splashed it around a little, shown a few bluffs here and there to sort of foster a loose image, whilst being totally the opposite. So I've got involved with the odd suited connector, suited gapper. Why wouldn't you? And in a limp pot, last night I threw in $2 on the button, and the flop came, give me an open-ended straight flush draw, and it checked around, and the turn card was a 4 of hearts, and it gave me the 8 high straight flush, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of hearts. Unfortunately, when I put out a bet at that point, I only got 1 caller, and that was just from a low stack. But having said that, it won me the high hand, and there was $153 in the high hand at the end of the night, so that was fantastic. I seem like I have been running pretty good. I've had my moments of running pretty bad, where like in the tournament last Wednesday, I had a set of deuces on the flop, and got it all in against pocket aces, and it went runner, runner, hearts to give the guy a flush with his ace of hearts. So I've had a couple of bad beats like that, but I'm not worried about that. That's part and parcel of playing poker. So this was later on in a cash game session. I'd already was up a couple of $100, and I had pocket sixes. The flop came down 6 and 2 hearts. The guy let out, he made a bet of $6 or $7. I raised it to 20, and it was just heads up, and he called. So I thought, well, I hope he is on that flush draw, or he's got an overplay, because then I might get the max out of him. He had about 75, 80 behind him at this point. The turn card was a peach, absolutely incredible. It was a 6. I just turned quads. I love it. So now he checks, and I put out a bet. Now this time I don't want to lose him, so I thought I'll just put out a bet of $16. That'll leave him about $50 behind, $45 behind, something like that. And he called. So now I'm thinking, well, if he is on a draw, I hope that other hearts come, because it was the 6 of hearts that came on the turn. And there it comes. There's another heart on the river. I go and slide a $100 stack over there, knowing that I've got him covered by a long shot. And he insta puts all his money in. He'd made the nut flush, so I had quads against a nut flush, and I felted the guy. So that was pretty cool. I was playing this handing cash game Friday night. I had ace queen, and there was I was in middle position, and I was going to get a little tricky with this one. I was going to limp in, call any bets, maybe even re-raise, see how it went. And there was 4 ways to the flop on a unraised hand, and the flop came queen high, 2 diamonds. So now I've got ace queen on a queen high flop, 2 diamonds. I'm really pleased. The guy in the big blind to my right, he bets $12. I flat call right here, wanting to keep people in. I want to see if the turn brings another diamond so I can slow down a bit. I didn't want to inflate the pot too much. And the guy to my left called. So now that pot is getting pretty nice. The turn was a blank, no diamond, and the guy to my right bet another $12. So again, I flat here. There was I could have raised it, quite easily right there, and I did consider it, but I was wanting to keep bluffs in. I was wanting to keep those draws in right there and then. I wondered what the guy to my left was thinking and what he was on. And I definitely wanted to pot control, because, like I say, it was late in the night. I'd already made some money. I'd already made a couple of $100, so I wanted to keep that profit. So the guy on my right, like I said, he had me covered, so I was being very careful against him. But the guy on the left only had about $45, $48 left, and he went all in. So so now I'm thinking, well, if I am up against a set, then that was the only thing that I could think. There was no straight on board. Obviously there was no flush yet. I still only got a 1 per hand. I don't have a 2 per hand or a set beat, but I'm obviously too strong to fold, so I was going to call that. And the big blind called, so now I've got the option to go all in or to call. So I opted for the call. Again, the pot control thing. The guy had me covered. He was pretty strong because he's the one that led out. So I was hoping that he had a worse queen or something. And I was hoping that there was no 2 per hands out there against me. I didn't have the nut, so I wasn't going to go silly. So the river was a queen. Again, no diamond. I've got a set. I've got trip queens, top kicker. If I was up against 2 per, the only thing that beats me is a full house. So the big blind he now checks. So I know now that I'm ahead. I'm 100% certain. I don't think he's going to check a boat or anything like that. Especially after he let out before. So I know I've got him beat. I'm hoping he's got a worse queen than me. And I value bet $30 on the river. And if he would have shoved over the top, I would have had to call it. But he didn't. He paused. He sighed. He picked up $30 and he made the call. He had something like Queen 10 or Queen Jack. So my trip queens won a nice pot there. So that was good. So sometimes when you slow play, you get into big trouble. But that time it worked out for me. The other guy who went all in was on a diamond draw. He thought that he could, you know, get us to fold or something. And he had equity if he hit a diamond. So he missed. So I scooped a big pot. That was great. At the other end of the table on this same cash game, there was a man and wife couple. They were playing, and they were playing reasonably well. The lady was a little loose, and she called down light. So I was going to try to isolate her and take advantage of that if I got a strong hand. And eventually I picked up pocket nines. I limped into the pot. She was in the blinds. So I limped into the pot to keep her in and see what developed on the flop. There was a couple of guys with big stacks for $500, and I only had 180 at this point. So I was not going to get silly with the nines and have to fold to a re-raise or anything like that. We went 4 ways to the flop, which was 9 deuce 3. I flopped top set. I was really happy with that. Now I can start getting aggressive and try to build a pot and get some money into that. Lady in the big blind, she checked. I put out a bet of $20 and everyone else folded, but the lady made the call. So I wondered what she has. There was no flush draws on board. It was rainbow flop. So I thought, well, I've got the 2 and the 9s. She may have an overpair or something. I don't know. What would she call on? Why wouldn't she not raise that pre-flop? If she had an overpair to 9s, she'd probably raise. So I didn't know what she had. She could have had like ace king, or she may have caught a deuce or a 3. I wondered what she had. So, but I was really strong, so I was going to continue barreling right here. The turn was a deuce. So now I've got a boat. I've got 9s full of deuces. I'm really happy. I bet another $30 and the lady makes the call. What would she call on there? It was another club, so there was 2 clubs now. There was a backdoor flush draw of clubs if she was chasing clubs, and if she had a deuce, she's now got trips, so you know, maybe that, I don't know. Anyway, so the river was a brick. It was a red something or other, and so now I'm trying to get value. She checked. I tried to make it like I was undecided. I picked out some chips, got a bunch, $50 in my hand, hesitated as though I was unsure whether to bet or not, and I dropped them in, slightly different to what I normally do, and see if she could make the call on that. And she leaned back in a chair, picked her cards up, showed them to her husband, and picked up $50 and made the call. She'd turned a 2. She had a deuce in her hand and the king of clubs, so she had turned trips. So she made the $30 call, and then she made the $50 call on the river. So that was a really good hand. Those are the type of hands I've been playing. I've been selective. I have been aggressive into the pot. I know I'm talking here about limping in with ace queens and pocket 9s, things like that. The majority of the time I would, first into the pot, I would raise with hands like that. And the majority of the time that's how I play them. But I'm just showing you an example here of where I've been controlling the pot once I've got into the evening ahead, and I'm trying to protect my chip stack so that I don't donk it off, so that I maintain that chip stack. So that's what I'm saying about being selective. And if I can get into see a flop cheaply and it hits me big time, then I can get that money in. So that's the way I've been playing this last few weeks, and it's been very profitable. So that's pretty good. Let me know what you think. Would you have played it the same? Would you have played those hands the same? Would you have been more aggressive up front? Would you have played them differently? Do you like these hand reviews? I hope you do, and let me know how you're doing. It's 48 degrees. I'm going to play golf. Hope you're enjoying the vlog. Let's go play. This year, I've put all my sessions in Poker Trasher. Poker Trasher. Poker Tracker.